Hi guys, my name is Lauren and I like to make things. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a monthly wrap-up. We're going to be discussing everything that I have been knitting, spinning or sewing. We can talk about any things that I've bought, and I do have some really exciting things to show you today. And also I think that I might talk to you guys about the books that I'm reading or like movies and shows that I'm watching, but we'll see how I feel. I don't want this video to be too crazy. So I actually only have one finished object to show you guys today, and that is my pair of Camp Waffle socks. I feel like I was knitting these a lifetime ago, honestly. This is what they are looking like, all finished. This is the Camp Waffle sock pattern. I cannot remember who it's by. And I am using, or I used the Zowable Crazy yarn in the colour Riverbed. I want to say then it's number 1660. That's crazy if I remembered that. If it's wrong, I will let you guys know what it actually is. I say finished. I have not weaved in my ends. I literally haven't worn these since I've made them because it's been heat wave after heat wave. I'm not wearing knitted goods. And yeah, I had a bit of a roller coaster with these socks. I liked them, then I didn't like them, then I liked them, and then I didn't like them. And now they're finished. I definitely do like them. I love the pattern. The sock pattern, there are zero issues. I think that it is such a good pattern. I will 100% be making more pairs of the Camp Waffle sock. It's the yarn that I have the problem with. I got I got the yarn from Wool Warehouse. I was kind of expecting more blue than there actually is. Like here, I wanted more of this colour. Like there was a little bit in the heel and a little bit there, and that was it. And then here, the blue like just started to come through on the toe, and there was a little bit there, and then there's like none. The main reason I got this yarn was for that blue colour, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if I would buy it again. I also found that it was very sticky. Since it's been washed, there's like no stickiness left, but I really don't enjoy the feeling of like this part of my finger, because that's where the yarn sits when I knit, where this feels sticky. I just don't like the like texture. Is texture the right word in this instance? I'm not sure. You know what I mean. So that was kind of a shame. Not gonna lie to you. Don't know what I'm doing here. But I do like these socks for what they are. It just wasn't what I had in mind. So the pattern is super simple, super easy to follow, super well written. We'll be making many a Camp Waffle sock moving forward. So I think that's everything that I have to say about these, to be honest with you. I think I knit these, let me get my notes. These actually took me 2 weeks to knit. So a week per sock, which is pretty fine. It's about how long I would expect to take on a pair of socks. So that is my only finished object. Moving on. I was at least very good. I was well behaved. And I was strict about, I'm just actually going to chuck this because I actually don't need this bag anymore. We'll talk about this more later on in the video. Bye. I was really good. I was really disciplined, and I did some work on my Busan sweater. This gorgeous blue big winter sweater, which we have discussed at length, I think, at this point. The only thing that I have left to do is knit the flippin' sleeve. So I was knitting the flippin' sleeve. I think when I showed this to you, it was literally like at the pit, like that. So I've knit a really good portion of this. Oh, we're tangled. Hang on. And then I ran out of yarn. This is handspun yarn. I have plenty of fibre left to spin up what I need to finish this. But it's Tour de Fleece tomorrow. Tour de Fleece starts tomorrow. And my spinning wheels are full. They are full and accounted for the next 3 weeks. And I will not be spinning any more of this during Tour de Fleece. So this is now in hibernation. I am a little bit disappointed because I was really feeling good about getting this finished. I was really excited to not have to knit this anymore. And now, obviously, I've just gone back to, I'm like, against my will, I can't knit this. I say it is kind of not against my will. I'm choosing not to spin any of this until Tour de Fleece is, at least until Tour de Fleece is over. But then I'm thinking at this point, I might just forget about it until like September. Oh, sorry, I don't know how that sounded. I will repeat. I might just forget about this until September. Because I can't even wear it until November, December time. So, not sure. I don't expect that we'll be talking about this anytime soon. So, that is my Busan sweater. Oh, I'm a liar. I have another finished object. It's not here for me to show you. I knit my dad a hat for Father's Day. I made my dad a hat using my first skein of handspun yarn from my Shetland fleece that I have processed from start to finish. I knit him a little fisherman's beanie using this yarn, this gorgeous grey. Would you say that this was heathered? I still don't really know what heathered means, and I want you guys to let me know, is this heathered? Because if it is, I love it. If it's not, what the hell would it be called otherwise? Or would it just not be called anything? I do have some clips from TikToks that I filmed about this, and I also do have a whole video about knitting this hat. I'm going to insert some clippage, and if you would like to go and knit the video, go and watch the full video that I made about knitting this hat, then that is also available on my channel. He loved it. He was really happy with it. It took me a week to knit it. The pattern is fantastic. It is a free pattern as well. It took me a week to knit, which maybe sounds a little bit crazy to some people, but I work full time and I have quite a busy personal life outside of work. So a week to knit a hat, I think, is a huge success. So that is my second finished object. I'm so sorry that I lied. Now, back to works in progress. I have been making very slow progress on my porcelain sock. This is not a porcelain, I've been calling it a porcelain sock. This is a semi-self-drafted, this is just a self-drafted-ish vanilla sock using porcelain plates like yarn by James Makes Yarn. So I just call this my porcelain sock. I have finished the first sock. I am now on the leg of the second. I'm maybe a row and a half away from doing the heel. I don't think you've seen this at all. My apologies. This is sock one. It's been folded up in my little project bag. This is what it is looking like. I'm using a blue mini skein from Blue Fern Yarns. I bought both of these yarns from the yarn festival that I went to Bristol. The name of it is escaping me. I flippin' love this sock. My family love this sock. My mum and my boyfriend are fighting for the scraps. My mum won, unfortunately, because she wants a little ankle sock, which I will have enough yarn for. My boyfriend has enormous feet. I will not have enough yarn for. If he wanted to buy his own skein, I'm happy to knit him his own pair of porcelain socks. So because I'm kind of just still really figuring out what I want in a sock tailored to me, I literally did the whole toe, Kitchener, took it off, tried it on, too short. It was too small for my foot. So I had to undo the toe. I added between 5 and 10 rows and redid the toe, and now it is literally a perfect fit. I have decided that next time I knit a vanilla sock, I am going to go down a needle size for the ribbing, because I forgot that that's a thing that we do, because I think the ribbing is a little chunky. I think I'm also going to do a full 20 rows instead of 15, and I might even extend the leg by 5 rows and do 55 instead of 50. I think I like different things from different socks. I don't know if that's like a universal thing or if people kind of just like one thing. But I think different socks have their purposes. What the hell am I even talking about? I'm literally just talking just to talk. Ignore me. So yes, I'm not making any of those adjustments on the second sock because that would be literally insane. But yes, I am hoping that over this weekend, because today is Friday, so over this weekend I would like to have the heel finished, because then it's just pew, straight to straight to the end. This is my porcelain sock. Also, now my last work in progress. Yes, I have one more work in progress to show you guys. You have not seen this one at all. I have spoken about it. And that is my willow shawl. I love this pattern so much. I have been knitting this almost exclusively, which is why this sock is taking me as long as it's taking. I should have finished 2 pairs of socks this month if this wasn't taking over my whole life. I love this so much. I would say I'm about halfway, maybe over halfway to being finished, and obsessed, absolutely obsessed. I have learned something new as well. I've learnt the brioche stitch. This is the brioche broken rib variant. Love it. I would love to have a jumper with this pattern all over. I think that would just be so beautiful in the 2 different colours as well. But I think I would do it low contrast. I think where you can tell that it's 2 different colours, but it's not 2 different colours, like the same way that this is 2 different colours. You know what I mean? I could probably do with putting this on longer needles at this point. Can't be bothered, not going to. I have a couple of problems, and they are all personal problems. The pattern is fantastic. It is so well written, and it is so clear. It's definitely a repeat pattern in my opinion. I think this would be a fantastic gift knit as well. So my 2 issues is my tension, my I-cord edge is flipping insane. What the hell happened in this portion here to just make it do this? I decided because also bear in mind this is supposed to be a straight edge. It's supposed to be like this. I'm not redoing this. I'm not starting over. I don't care. This is not a gift. It doesn't have to be perfect. I am not bothered. I'm going to block the life out of it and pin it to within an inch of its life and hope that that kind of somewhat solves the issue. And also you can see where I'm like massively overcompensating now by being like really loose. iCord is funny to me. It's like so hit and miss whether my tension on an iCord edge is going to be okay or not. So it's like on both sides. Yeah. And the other issue I faced last night, I was tired and me and my boyfriend just started watching Widow's Bay. We just finished the first episode of Widow's Bay. Oh my god, it was so good. So I wasn't paying attention and I knit one too many. Okay, let me see. I'm just going to show you in this portion to see if you can tell on this line going across here, the white or beige colour. I knit one too many knits in a row and it threw off my knit one purl one by one stitch, and I didn't realise until I was over halfway through the next row because it's absolutely fine along here. Yes, the first half is perfect, and then I get to the start of the second half and either it was somewhere along here, I just knit one too many, and I think that I don't care, to be honest with you. I probably could have undone them from the row I was on and just re-knit or purl, but I decided that I wasn't going to do that because I was being really lazy. It was quite late. So I just continued and it looked worse before I started the next repeat. And now I'm not really fussed. It literally is just this section from here to here. It happens. Now I know to pay maybe a little more attention. I think that it could be a lot worse, and I'm back on track now on the repeat afterwards. So it's okay. And just from a design point of view, I've decided that I actually don't like the garter portion. I think if I was to reknit this, which I probably will at some point, I would continue this pattern all the way and then do the eyelets and then go straight into the brioche broken rib. I'm not really a huge fan of garter stitch in garments. Is this a garment or is this an accessory? I think this is an accessory. I also, don't be mistaken, I literally don't care. It's just a if. That's probably another adjustment that I would make. I think when you're like from afar, you literally can't even tell, and it really doesn't even matter that it's garter. And even looking at this, it literally doesn't even matter. I just love this little portion so much that I wish there was more of it, really. But yes, I'm using Cascade 220 fingering, non-superwash. I really like this yarn. It feels a little rustic, but it's not scratchy. I think it's so lovely to work with. It's quite a consistent yarn as well. There's maybe a very small portion that I felt went quite fine, but not enough to have any influence on the pattern at all. Yeah, really, really big fan. Would definitely use this yarn again. And I'm very glad that this is the colours that I've gone with and not anything else. I think that these colours suit me a lot more than the brighter variants would have. So yeah, very happy with that. I don't think I have anything more to say about that, to be honest with you. Big fan. Now, I have one sewing project to show you. Pretty sure I completed this in June. If not, you won't even see this portion. But I sewed a project bag, and I love this bag so much. You can tell that it's handmade because there are several edges that I did not do very well. The same thing happened along the bottom edge. I had to tuck it under itself and sew along the bottom. But I love this bag so much. This is using what was my dream fabric. This is a Fabulism fabric. I cannot remember specifically what it's called. Bink! And I have about 1.5 meters left of it to make something else. I just can't decide what else to make with it because I need to know that whatever I make is going to be like just as special, because this is so special. This perfectly fits my Muud needle case. I have a double pocket inside which perfectly fits both my Chalgu Shorties sets. I have my sock project in here. This has turned into a little, what's in my bag? My compression wrist and thumb thing, because I was doing so much recently that I was starting to get some pain. It holds my notebook to keep track of everything that I'm making, and then I put my shawl pattern inside here, inside the bag, so that everything doesn't get messed and tangled. And for such a small bag, this fits quite a lot. It's so good. So pleased with this bag. I'm so impressed with myself. Like, it's lined and everything. It's just fantastic. Huge fan of this. Now, I also have been doing a little bit of spinning. I have spun, let me just move all of this stuff so I can get to it. 1 full bobbin of my Shetland fleece. So the one I was just showing you, this is my first 2 skeins of my Shetland fleece. These are a worsted Aran-ish weight, which is thicker than I was hoping for. I want DK. So the singles on this one are much finer. It is going to be a 2-ply. I'm hoping that after washing and whacking, thwacking, whatever, that this is going to be DK. And I am going to spin the rest of the fleece at this weight, and hopefully end up with a ton of DK yarn, because I would like to knit a jumper with it, at least just one jumper. Right now I cannot remember what jumper I wanted to make with this. The Frankie sweater by Petite Knit, the striped sweater. I'm not going to do it striped. I'm literally just going to do it in this colour because the colour variation and the heathering, I'm just kind of going with heathering for now. It's just so beaut that I think that this would just be so nice. Oh my god, stop. I think that this would be so nice in a jumper. I want it to be a pretty basic jumper, and I think that the Frankie is just such a lovely pattern. So that is, I also have half a bobbin on my wheel currently, but I'm trying not to spin it because obviously Tour de Fleece starts tomorrow, so I don't want to do too much too soon. And then it is actually still connected to my Argonaut because I've been a little bit lazy. A couple of days ago I did some plying. It's my first attempt at plying on the Argonaut. I have had some issues with this. My singles are underspun. I was having some trouble with adjusting because I use the Kiwi treadle wheel, and the Ashford Kiwi, the double treadle wheel. And I love that wheel so much. I love how I feel like I have absolute control. Whereas with this, I feel like I have no control. I'm still learning. Obviously, this is like, I've undone it for now. I'm still learning how it's best to tension this wheel. It's tensioned using this knob here. And I'm also learning how fast this should be set to kind of mimic how fast I would treadle. And this unfortunately was not fast enough. Let me show you. I still have some left over here. So I think this was the first bobbin, because when I got to this portion, it was constantly breaking. I managed to save some of it, and then it split like 3 times in a row, basically as soon as I had just reconnected it. So I stopped, I separated. This one did not split on me once, so there is already progression, right? So I figured if I continued, it would just be a huge waste. And whilst I'm not sentimental about this fibre, I still would prefer not to waste for no reason, you know? So I don't know how much I have on here. I don't know really what the weight is. It's looking like a fingering weight to me, but I think it will bloom slightly. So I think it will be more like sport. Because I still have one whole braid of this exact colorway. So what I'm going to do when I stop feeling so upset about this and like worried, I'm going to respin these singles and then join the half of the braid onto this and go that way, continue that way. And I think that this should be okay as it is. I'm just going to join straight onto this one and continue to spin. I'm also doing a fractal. I say it that way because I've heard that some people can be kind of picky about how you use like that terminology, because fractal yarn needs to have like specific color repeats traditionally, I think, to be a true fractal. Whereas I understood fractal to be the like method of spinning. So this braid, I'm actually going to get it for you in braid form. It is gorgeous. I got this from Fibre Junkie on Vinted. Please don't steal my source. She doesn't upload very many like dyed braids, and she will only do like 2 of each colorway. And I like to buy both, so that there's actually like a decent amount. Anyway, where was I going with this? Fractals. So obviously this doesn't really have like clear color repeats. So I would say that this is like pretty randomly dyed, right? But I understood a fractal to be, if it's usually a 3-ply, that this braid would be split into 3. The first split would be as is. You would spin that top to bottom. The second split, you would split it 3 times. You would go top to bottom, top to bottom, top to bottom. And then the third split, you would split, is it 6 times or 9 times even? Something like that. And then again, top, bottom, whatever. That's how I understand fractals to work. I didn't know that it was also the like method of color placement as well. Please, guys, let me know what you think a fractal is, because to me, you have a braid with some color variation, you split that an amount of ways, and then you split the splits an amount of ways. So I am splitting this in half, because I'm doing a 2-ply. The first split as is, and then the other split I'm splitting twice. And then to me, that is a version of a fractal yarn. And that is good enough for me. I just don't think that there is like room for like pickiness in that way in this craft. Oh, this one's looks really blue. Oh, it does look quite blue. Love. And then this side is like more purpley. So, if there are any fractal police watching this video, that's my opinion. That's what I think. If you think otherwise, whatever. I don't care. So, that is my spinning update. I am not doing any spinning today because Tour de Fleece starts tomorrow. Today, for the rest of the day, is all about fleece preparation. I've spent 2 hours this morning separating locks from my Beaumont fleece that have been washed and rinsed and are now drying outside. So for the rest of the day, I'm going to continue to comb my Shetland fleece. I could probably put it all into one bag at this point. I have like 2 half-full little bags. So I probably have like 1 full little bag left of fibre. I was trying to separate the colours, but I've actually gone through like all of the really pale grey now. So I don't care about that anymore. I'm just combing, sorry, as is. Did some just fall out? So this is where we're at. I would really, really, really like to have all of this combed and spun by the end of Tour de Fleece. But I also am not being, if you saw my Tour de Fleece prep video, if not, go and watch that. I'm not being strict about anything like that. My main priority is to have fun. And my only rule or my only challenge is to spin a little bit every day. A little bit being at least 15 minutes. I probably will have rest days on Tuesdays because I spend the evening with my family and I usually go home pretty late, so I don't think I'll have any time realistically on a Tuesday. But otherwise, I don't think I have anything planned that would prevent me from being able to spin at least 15 minutes every day. So that is that. That is where I'm at with that. I think what I'm going to do is, at home, I'm going to spin fleece on my Ashford Kiwi 3. And I'm going to take my Argonaut e-spinner to my boyfriend's house, and I'm going to be spinning braids at my boyfriend's house because I only have to take a couple of little things that can very comfortably live in his house for 3 weeks without being annoying, and then I can just take a braid or 2 with me whenever I go. I think that's the most sensible way to do that. And plus, I don't feel sentimental about my braids in regards to the issues that I'm having spinning on my e-spinner just through lack of experience, in the same way that I do definitely feel sentimental about the fleece, because short of raising and shearing the fleece, I've done everything else. I've spent hours upon hours upon hours learning how to do this, and I mean, that's like me physically learning by doing. That doesn't even include the hours and hours of research that I've been doing in how to process fleece. So I would like this to be perfect. The braids, I don't really care so much, and at least not in the same way. So before we move on, I'm just going to show you, just in case you haven't seen my fleece prep video, I'm just going to show you what my Beaumont is looking like. So this is what I mean by separating into locks. This is not probably a very good example like this one. These have kind of like mushed together and I just don't want to like split them. But I will keep the individual locks and then get kind of like a fistful and then put it into the laundry bags, like row by row, and wash them in that way. This one the tips are still a little bit grubby, but I'm going to flick those out so it doesn't matter. because this way is going to make my life easy. I've spoken about all of this in my tour prep video. I'm not going to completely repeat myself. Go and watch that video, please. Ooh, that is, so yes, that is all of my fleece update for you. I do actually have 2 more fleeces that I bought this month that I do not currently have here to show you because they have been stored in the garage. I'm not going to go and get them out. They're all taped up, so I couldn't show you anyway. But I have one blue tessel. Blue, it's spelt blue texel. I've heard people call it blue tessel. I don't know what the right thing is. And I did ask for a light grey, but it looked, from the tiny portion that I saw, it does look the same colour as my Shetland, which is okay. I love that colour so much. I just kind of did want a paler grey. And then I also ordered a Cheviot. Oh, is it Cheviot? I'm just going to have to double check that. I ordered it on Vinted because apparently there is a huge fleece community on Vinted. And I'm on like so many Facebook groups, which is the only thing that I use Facebook for, by the way, is the spinning and fleece communities. I'm pretty sure it's Cheviot fleece. And that one is a very similar colour to the Beaumont. I think it's a little less pale. It's more of like a beigey colour. Yeah, it's not loading. I have such terrible internet here. So those are 2 other purchases that I have made in the month of June. I'm not getting through those through Tour de Fleece. Even if I finished all of this fleece, I still would not start working on those. They haven't been washed. I haven't even taken them out of the bags. What else? Okay, let's go to acquisitions now, actually, because I have a lot. I first would like to show you, I don't think we've actually discussed this, my Muud Stockholm needle case. I love this so much. My camera is dying. I think I'm going to charge my camera and finish this when it's got some charge. BRB. My camera is charged. We are back in business. Apparently I like to talk too much. So what I was trying to show you is my Muud Stockholm case. Is like chunky. It is full of goodies. And this, without everything falling out, this is what she looks like. I love this case so much. My setup, my tools are also different. So most excitingly, I have all new CHOGO needles. I don't just have the shorty sets. I have both the 4 and 5 inch tips in sizes. How small do we go? So I have 1.5 to 2.5 millimeters in the end pocket here, and then it goes 2.75 all the way to 5 millimeters here. Honestly, like, I could cry. My granddad gifted all of these to me. He's been so generous. You may notice a gap here. That's because these are based off American sizes, not like the millimeter size, and therefore 3 millimeters don't exist for them. I don't know why that is. I plan on buying the 4 and 5 inch tips when I eventually need to knit using 3 millimeters. Yeah, this is just so insane, and these just fit so perfectly in this end pocket here. I didn't want to get rid of the like black sleeves that they come in because I think that they're so nice. It just comes like this, and it's perfect. And then on this side, it's all big pockets. I have in each one the small and mini cables. I have loads. I go from 20 centimeters all the way up to 75 centimeters in both. And I even have several cables of some of them, which is perfect because I don't have to worry about if I have multiple projects on the go. I don't have to worry about what needles I'm going to use or having to wait. So they live in the top pockets, and then it's just small bits and pieces, like my small tape measure. I have a little ruler, should I need one. Then it is just, what else is in here? Oh, my like faffy bits and pieces. That's in that one. I still have these old sock needles. I just don't really know where else to put them, so they live in here as well for now. And then my stitch markers, they live on that ring and they just get chucked in there. Oh, I also have a tiny pair of scissors too. A selection, where are they? A selection of darning needles. I have a cable needle and some sock DPNs. And then obviously you have this zip that runs all the way through, so this entire thing opens up into a pocket. I just don't have anything big enough that needs to go in there yet. So at the moment that is all free as well. But yeah, this is my Muud Stockholm needle case. Now, my Muud goods don't end there. I have also, let's finish talking about all of my Muud gear. I have got the Russian doll equivalent. I have here the Muud Mars hard case. Is it Mars? I'm pretty sure it's Mars. Yes. And this is going to house my Argonaut spinning wheel and lazy gate and whatever fibre it is that I'm spinning. But at the moment, it houses my other Muud project bag. So this, let me just double check what this, oh, also it does come with a big old strap too. This one is the Clio XL project bag, and it opens up. Ooh, I'm doing it holding it, so this is not really working. And it is supposed to open flat. Now, I chucked my old project bag very dramatically. That is being replaced by the Clio. Did I just say this was the Clio? I've forgotten already. Yes, the Clio. So my jumper project can go in here as well as some other stuff. So this obviously has a whole bunch of stuff living in here at the moment. I haven't properly organised any of this because I have literally been so busy, but I have a huge collection of some leather care. I have a soap and a balm, and apparently this is like specifically for Muud, which I didn't know that it was specifically for Muud. Because I came across this on a website. I was just buying yarn yesterday and they sold it, and in the description it was all talking about Muud. I have 3 of each of these. And I'm really, really excited to try these out. And then I also, let me just put there is a label here somewhere. I cannot remember what this one is called. No, I don't have the label for this one anymore. I don't know where that's gone. I have this little guy. Now, this, I'm pretty sure, is supposed to home fixed circular needles, which I don't actually deal with. So, this is how it opens up. You can see in here, I was testing it out. This is going to be the home for my printed patterns. And this is folded into like quarters, and it literally fits so perfectly inside there because I print off all of my patterns. I have them on my computer, on my iPad, on my laptop, on my phone, and printed. Do I sound paranoid? So that is what this is for. It's got a nice pocket on the back. It has obviously each individual section. There is also spaces in between, and then you have some dedicated pockets here and inside. Now, I have technically two more Muud pieces to show you, and that is the Helsinki XL little pot. It's so cute. And inside here, I have some bits and pieces, and like this. I have a measuring tape for circumferences, which is really cool. I have a couple of little magnetic bookmarks because I am a huge reader. And then I also have some Muud stitch markers, and that's insane. These ones are numbered. They have like the M stamp and some numbers on them as well, which I think is so perfect for counting rows, specifically I think on socks, because that's kind of the only thing that I keep track of. And that is what is currently living inside of my little Muud pot. Yeah, let me show you the Clio a little bit better. I've taken a couple of things out. It does also come with a strap as well, because obviously it is a bag. And it has these huge, like great, enormous pockets inside. You have those big two big sections. You have two zip pockets. And then you have on this side, they're like elasticated pockets. And mental project on one side, bits and pieces and yarn in the other. Sorted. And oh god, guys, this is just insane. I think I probably have like a variation of everything that they sell. I love it so much. And because it's leather and paired with my special leather kit, this stuff is gonna last me my entire life, and like maybe even be passed down through the family. Who knows? Who knows? I have a couple more things to show you. I'm going to continue with the tool type, and I now am the very proud owner of some Ashford hand cards. These are the classic 72 TPI hand cards. Now, whilst the camera was charging, I just tried them for the first time. I love these. I think these are so cool, and because I do also have the Gemma B Makes combs, and now I have the cards, I can do both woolen and worsted style prep. And because I spin woolen, I am so interested to see what it's like to spin a true woolen yarn compared to I looked this up the other day. I can't remember if it's a semi-woolen or semi-worsted. If my spinning... I haven't a clue. I can't remember. But yes, let me also just show you. I have 3 row legs. These have been blend made with... I've done a little piece or mostly Beaumont with a few locks of my BFL. And this is what it looks like. Look at this gorgeous creamy colour. Oh, I love this so much. It's so soft. It is so insane. I am so obsessed. I really like that the tiny piece of BFL has made this less white. It's gone a little bit more of like a creamy beigey colour. I think that just suits me a little better. What do you think? Is it bringing out my redness? Maybe, but I don't care. I am so excited to spin with these. I am actually going to spend the rest of my day after this making even more. And also, I'm really tempted to do a little test blend of some Beaumont and some Shetland. Is that crazy? So, that is my hand cards. Now, I have 4 yarn acquisitions as well. I bought a second skein from Knix. I still don't know how to say this. Knix yarns? Knixa? Don't know. This is her DK 100% superwash merino wool in the shade Moss. And I get approximately 200 meters. I have 2 of these now, and these are going to turn into the bloomlet poncho. Now, I haven't paid attention to her yarn requirements because I'm pretty sure it's just knit a rectangle and seam it. So I'm just going to go with what I have, and if I need to buy more, then I'll just buy more. But I would prefer not to if I don't have to, because this is quite expensive, and it's already a £45 poncho. Then I bought one thing on Vinted. I've been very restrained. I bought lace weight yarn, or this is arguably cobweb. This is from Yarn Addict. It is a Dreamy Lace, which is 70% merino, 20% silk, and 10% cashmere. And there's 120 meters in this thing. And this is such a beaut colour. It is a purple but leaning more blue. I love this so much. It's really, really soft. And this actually did come with a shawl pattern. I'm not going to show, actually I can show you this whole page, this is okay. This is what it looks like. I'm not going to knit this. I actually don't like it. I didn't buy it for this. I just wanted this. And I am torn between knitting. I want to split this and knit another shawl. I cannot remember the name of it off the top of my head. I'm sure it will appear. And knitting one of those, or maybe a couple of those. I don't know. A couple is crazy. At least one of those. Or I would like to hold this double, make 600 meters, which I'm pretty sure I would have just enough to knit this. However, because I am being sensible and with garments, I'm going to start knitting gauges. I think this is actually just going to be split into a few accessories, to be honest, because I would want like 2 skeins of this if I was going to knit a garment, and I would actually prefer to knit some like a different top. I actually don't really love that one. It was just a possibility. So I have this beaut yarn. Just trying to keep everything tidy so I don't have to go around and tidy everything at the end. And then I placed an order with Knitting for Olive, and I have got 2 different yarns. I have ordered 4 skeins of their cotton merino in the shade Thundercloud, which is going to turn into a sunny tea. I've never knit summer garments before, or maybe also, I think that I could probably wear in every season, but specifically summer. So I've decided that this year is the year that I'm gonna start. I might be a little late, but I think at least in England, it's actually really nice into September. So I have a while. So I have 4 skeins of this, and then I have got 5 skeins of the pure silk in the colour artichoke purple. And this is what this looks like. Now, I have used pure silk once before in the Petite shade. I knit my mum a vest top, which she loves. And I find this yarn is super duper super splitty. It is not... Oh, can't get it. It does not have a ton of twist. So the plies separate really easily, but I'm holding this double. So I think that it shouldn't be as annoying as it was holding it single, but also I don't really know. Until I try it, I'm not really sure. On the website, this looked a little brighter, a little pinker, kind of how it is looking now. But in person, it's kind of falling a little flat. I did choose this based on my colour analysis. Apparently I'm a soft summer. And I think this is actually either in cool or true. But because I'm a summer, surely all of the summers apply. And also, I don't take that as Bible. I think that if you like a colour, then you should just wear that colour. If you think it looks good, then it looks good, you know? But I think also this is still quite a nice colour. And with the grey, I'm pretty sure the grey was in soft summer, but also with greys, grey suits everybody, you know? So these are my Knitting for Olive yarns. And I think that's everything. Oh, I bought a hydro flask. Do you care about that? This is my hydro flask. I got it in the sale. I actually ordered myself the 200ml bottle off Amazon recently. I got the pink one and it turned up and it wasn't the same kind of pink as was in the picture, and I hated it, so I sent it back. But I still really wanted to have a bottle for at home because I've just been drinking out of like plastic bottles or like glasses, which is also fine. But I prefer a bottle, to be honest with you. And I wanted the 200ml just to fit in my bag. So my grandparents are going to America at some point this month or next month, and in America they sell the 300ml version of the micro bottle, so I have asked that they bring me back one of those, so you might see that at some point in the next few months. I think that truly is everything. I don't think I've forgotten anything. I'm pretty sure that is everything that I have to talk about with you today. That is all of my knitting, my spinning, my sewing, my buying. Shall we talk about reading quickly? I don't know if this is going to make it in. I am currently on the 3rd book of the Poppy War trilogy. I think it's Dragon Republic is the 3rd one, or is it Burning God? I really like this series. It's been a bit of a rocky road, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't enjoy the 2nd book, as it was very different from the 1st. If you've read them, you'll understand. The 1st book is insane. I have never read anything like it. It is so, like, it's upsetting, actually. It's quite, some of the detail is very upsetting, but I understand why it was necessary for the story. I think that if you're maybe a little sensitive to like body, it's not body horror, but gore and like causing harm to people, then maybe I wouldn't say that this book was for you. The 2nd and 3rd books are not the same. They don't have as much gore or like I can't think what word it is that I'm looking for to describe this. It's just fantastic, and the magic system is so unique. At least I haven't read anything like it, and I loved the first book because it's just like the whole time. And I'm halfway through the third book now, and I'm talking about this as if you have also read the book. I'm not very good at explaining what happens in books, especially when I'm really scared to give any spoilers. There will be, I'm sure there's a description on the screen or like the blurb somewhere. I'm halfway through the second book, and there are some characters that have been introduced, and some characters that have returned from other books, and it's just so good. My boyfriend had read the first two a couple of years ago, I think, and never got to the third, so we're actually like book clubbing the last book, and it's been really nice to like share that experience with him too. And I think I gave the first book 4 stars, I gave the second book 3 stars, and this book, I think I would also give it 4 stars. 4 is like I love that book. 4.5 is like, oh my god, that was almost perfection. And 5 and 6, I also have a 6 star occasionally. That's like, this is like one of the best things I've ever read. And it doesn't have to be written well to be 5 or 6 stars. I think that it is a feeling, and I think that if I love something enough, then that's good enough for me. It doesn't have to be like a literary masterpiece. Now, on that topic, I don't think that she is as good an author as everybody makes her out to be. I am a little bit disappointed. I was expecting more, especially with the second book. It just was kind of like a non-book to me. Anyway, I think that's enough for today. This video is already like an hour and a half long, and I don't know how much of this is going to get cut. If you would like me to discuss like my media consumption, let me know. I just don't want to force it upon you guys. If you just want me to talk about like knitting and stuff, that is also fine. Yes, that is everything that I have for you guys today. If you made it this far, thank you so much. You are a real one, and I hope that you're already subscribed. If not, subscribe, please. I try to put out a video every week. So far, I haven't not been able to release a video every week. My next 3 should all be Tour de Fleece weeks 1, 2, and 3. I also do have a project video in the works, and I'm thinking that pretty much whenever I start a knit that's like a little more interesting, like the tops for example, maybe even the poncho, who knows, I'm just gonna film a project video, because one thing I find is that not enough people make project videos, and I really like to watch them, so that's kind of what I want to make, right? So yes, subscribe please. If you enjoyed any of this, let me know in the comments. If you have any advice, because I had some struggles, I would love some advice from anybody out there that has already experienced any of those things before. If you would like to be told when a new video is uploaded, you can, what do people say, hit the notification bell? Click the notification bell. I don't know. Yes, I'm on TikTok and Instagram and all of that. Everything like that is going to be down below. I will link any patterns and any yarns that I've spoken about down below. Yeah, I'm waffling. Thank you for watching. See you later.